We don't need to keep watching
How many
Batman's
times?
parents
Exactly.
fucking
How many
die.
times did Thomas and Martha Wayne need to die in that alley? How many times?
Yo, we should make a montage of just every time
Every death scene of Thomas and
parents
Martha Wayne
died, and just like start the show with that. Just like
I did like the twist
pearls
though.
dropping.
I did like the twist in the Flashpoint paradox where Bruce dies in the alley, and then Thomas becomes Batman, and Martha becomes the Joker. In that. That was actually sick.
That's more realistic. Okay. Go for it. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your hosts Nelson,
Ian,
Ed,
and joining us today, two returning guests, Sierra and Dana. Hi, girl. Welcome back.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for fixing the AC.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yes, we're not sweating.
I had a mess coming home. I was like, joined the gym the other day, and I'm trying to get physically fit. You know, join my man Ian over here.
We're turning him into a jacked beef daddy. You
That's
know?
right. You know, and so of course on my second day, rush back home from work, and the air conditioning's leaking into my fucking ceiling. I'm like, Ian, I can't come. And I know he was probably thinking like Nelson's already quitting day 2, so I had to send him a picture of the ceiling.
He proved it.
As proof.
As proof.
AC, we live in Florida, South Florida. So AC in South Florida is like, it's like a wood stove in North Dakota. Like you need it. Like
For sure.
It's imperative for survival.
Absolutely.
You'll die.
It's not that bad.
Oh, it can be.
Like living in a sauna?
I mean, I like the heat. I already told you I'm a lizard person.
She has an under boob sweat fetish. So.
Nobody likes humidititties, okay?
Humidititties.
Have you guys never heard that?
Humidititties.
You've never heard that of all people?
Never heard that.
Oh my.
That is
Oh,
unusual.
this is a win for me.
That's
This
right.
is a win.
Something you've never heard of?
To
never
be
heard of
honest,
it. No.
to be
Okay.
honest, yes, I feel very superior right now.
I
I'm
believe
probably gonna
it.
come crashing hard.
That is
so
the name
bad.
of the episode. Humidity.
That's the fastest title we've ever had.
Yes. So I came
Holy
out with
shit.
pickle.
Oh, yeah,
And that's
nice.
It's a
humiditity.
real
Nice.
thing,
Pick a
I
pick,
imagine.
yep.
I mean, imagine when it gets to a certain size, you develop
That's,
like a...
humidity.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying even if you have small tits,
You
you
can
still get under
humidity.
boob sweat.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yes.
This is like small pass.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's why they have monkey butt. Have you ever seen this in the store? Like powder for your ass, monkey butt.
Football players use it all the time.
I
All
feel
the
like
time.
I feel like I've told this story on the podcast before, but the guy I used to wrestle with, Matt Watkins, he had the hairiest ass ever.
Yes, you have
And then
mentioned hairy
he would
ass
run back to
Watkins.
the locker room
Yes.
ahead of time because our locker rooms were like separated. Like all the freshmen had the shitty lockers at the entrance, and then you worked your way back to the seniors who had the nice lockers right by the shower. And Matt would run back in as quick as he could, like right after practice. And he was such a fucking hairy. He was like a werewolf. He looked like a werewolf naked. And he would like take off his singlet as quick as he could, stick his hairy ass on the freshman's bench, and he would slide like he was in a music video from one end to the other, so that when they would get back in, there's nothing they could do. Like their whole bench was
So
just
nasty.
soaked in like ass sweat.
I'm
It was
sure he
awful.
appreciates that you use his full name.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Matt
time.
Watkins, Dallastown, Pennsylvania. Thanks for the memories.
He probably still does it. What are you talking about? He got a
He's
job
not
as a
ashamed.
gym
Yeah.
teacher
He's
just
not
so that he
ashamed.
can
I
continue the legacy.
hope that you have shaved your ass since then.
Or at least waxed it.
Yeah, something.
I don't know, man. Once a hairy ass, always a hairy ass, I say.
I feel like it would get worse with age.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like-
You can start braiding it after a
Yeah.
while. You know?
Unless you got like alopecia. It's lost most of it. You know?
Alopecia.
Yeah, something.
What's
could
the
happen.
chance he's like Jada Pinkett Smith?
Yeah, well, yeah. Don't feel
Fuck
bad for her. Don't
Yeah,
feel bad for
she's
her.
a shitty person.
Jesus.
She is a fine example of a shitty person.
Yes, Jada
Yes.
made Will
Imagine
cry.
living in a house where the woman of the house has a talk show about how shitty you are in your house
Yeah.
with your child. That's
Really?
where she hosts like a bunch of
I'm-
her like
I'm not
Facebook
into all
stuff.
that.
Like,
I don't
but
know.
oh,
I
it's
don't
so
follow either.
bad.
She got into an entanglement, you know, guys.
Yes.
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 Entanglement.
And not the Disney movie.
No.
Tangled.
A different entanglement. Yeah, different kind. Yeah. You know, I was intrigued with the new gym. Really nice. It was dope. But there was this one man. I don't know his name, but he really liked Ian. He was talking to Sierra. He was following her around, talking about Ian. Like, I'd really like to give him a job. That's a good guy right there. I want to give him a job.
What?
Give him a job. Give him a job. Right? Yesterday.
Crunch Fitness Wellington, by the way. Hell of a facility. Hell of facility. They're not sponsoring us or anything. I'm just saying, it's a great gym.
No, he seemed like a nice guy, but he was really in the end. He's like,
Well, we talk to him every time we see him.
Way to give me the heads up.
Now,
If there's a target on my ass, I want to know.
He's trying to give you a job.
oh, yes.
that's all you're thinking about
Yeah,
now.
He's really wanting to get you to work.
What's the job?
I don't know, but you were squatting when he was offering it. You're
yeah.
over there
He said at-home nurse,
at his
part-time
home.
in Iowa,
At his home.
but like
yeah.
$200,000 a year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was a good price.
We get this information.
He's like, why am I hearing about this now?
Get through nursing school first.
Okay. Step one.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, man, I have
Step one, become a nurse.
Very
Yeah.
good hearing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like supersonic shit. I'm like, me. He's talking
Thanks.
about Ian's
Thanks for
ass.
giving me a heads up.
It's step one, get your
didn't
nursing
warn me,
degree.
though.
Step two, then you can wipe someone else's ass.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But for 200,000, you do it with a smile.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
ass wiping is one of my skills.
Ed, can you confirm that?
Very gentle touch.
Very good.
Thank you, Ed. I try to put extra care into it. Each wipe.
As a gentleman should. Oh, man.
So Sandman comes out this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah,
And you were right. It's Friday, not
is
Saturday.
Friday?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do some binging tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna try.
Wait, I thought you were going to do a watch party. What's up?
We can do watch party tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
I ain't fucking
Yeah,
around.
I'm down.
I didn't lie on this podcast.
No,
The sofa king.
no, he was about to binge it by himself. You heard that shit, right? And then I'm like, oh, I thought we were doing a
If
watch
you guys want
party.
to do a binge party, we can do a binge
Yeah,
party.
I'm down,
Okay,
man.
Tomorrow
Come
night,
on.
we
I
get
got a
some
rain
snacks.
check.
All right.
I heard he made plans.
Bring your friend.
What you doing?
What are you guys are watching movies anyways. Come over.
At my house.
Bring her. We'll get drunk at his house.
But I want to have Peter.
Then bring Peter.
I can bring Peter?
Yeah,
Pumpkin eater?
does Peter bite humans?
No, Peter doesn't bite humans.
Then Peter can come.
Of course, he's a
Peter
good
won't
boy.
bite Ed, will he?
No, he's a good boy.
What,
why me?
I don't understand why me pointing
I
out.
don't know.
Because you're
Dogs
sitting
don't
there
like
in the
you.
corner just laughing, so we're just going to keep sucking you back in.
All right, look at this. Look how quick this came together. Look
All
at
right,
this.
all right.
All right.
Hosting a watch party tomorrow
Okay.
night. All right.
I'll bring beer.
I'll bring aged cheese.
You're just going to take
Target.
this
She's
cheese.
gonna bring the rest of that?
He's like, I've got some cheese and
Wait.
cookies, guys.
I'm sorry, Ian not eating on the podcast. That's,
I know.
That's
I
a
know.
challenge.
I've already been sampling the pepperoni. It's
There
just
you go.
Yeah,
today.
like a
The
huge
cheese
chunk
is-
before we even started. He's sitting over here.
Listen,
I love the fact that Ian samples the pepperoni.
absolutely. It's
I don't think it's spicy enough.
Oh,
no,
it's,
I
oh,
think
it's nice.
I'm gonna back off on the
Yeah,
spicy
no.
for the day.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just for the day, though.
That's a
for
good
today.
idea.
I've been eating nothing but spicy
Overload.
stuff all day, and I think it's catching up to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's catching up.
You
to
know,
me.
one thing you guys were saying that I did not know came out, and I love the cartoon, is Harley Quinn season 2.
That's something we never talked
Yes.
about. Season 3 is out right now.
Oh,
on
Oh,
season
season
three.
Is
Season
it?
three,
I didn't know it
yes.
came
Yeah.
out already.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
It's episode
Episode
3.
4.
4? Is it
Oh,
4 now?
Yeah.
4 now.
4
I'm
came
gonna
out
have to
today?
watch it.
Or it's coming out because three episodes are out
Okay,
already.
so I may have to. If 4's out tonight, I may have to watch it. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's,
catch
it's
up
good.
tonight, for
It's
sure.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
They're exploring the relationship more. It's like into the arc with where
Poison Ivy.
and Ivy and Harley are dating. So it's
Yeah,
it's-
they bring in more,
Like,
more
after, like,
characters.
After like the honeymoon phase and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And it's very cute.
Ivy's getting kind of annoyed with
Yeah, I mean, because she wants like total like domination for the plant life.
yeah.
And the
Harley's not
natural
feeling it.
world. And
Harley's
yeah.
not feeling it. you
Yeah,
know?
she's a bit of a clown.
Yeah, a bit.
See what I did
Just a
there?
little.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Clever.
Another thing that's out right now, if you also have HBO Max, is Gendy Tartakovsky's cartoon Primal.
Yes.
I'd say it's his best work. I mean, this guy created Dexter's Lab. He created the Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack. He won an Emmy for Primal in the
Really?
first season. Yeah, he won an Emmy.
Now,
And
what
it's-
makes it so special?
There's no words in it. Like, it's a prehistoric story about a caveman and a dinosaur. It's kind of like a T-Rex. Kind of.
Okay.
Like, it's at least something similar.
Right.
Raptor kind of.
Sort of. And,
More.
like, something happens to both of them. A tragic thing happens to both of them that brings them together. They obviously can't communicate.
Right.
And there's no lyrics at all. There's no words in the cartoon. It's literally just their emotions and their experience that they go through. Each episode's like 20-some minutes, and it's fantastic. Like, once you start watching it, you're like, oh my god. Like,
Sounds like the perfect relationship. Nobody talks.
I'm in. Different species. But no, it's good. It's good, and a lot is happening in the second season.
So is this silent film also in black and white?
No,
no, it's full color, and for all the stuff that Gendy Tartakovsky's made, this is definitely TVMA. Like the violence in it is like
but artistic.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's
Good.
through the roof.
It is
gives
really
you,
good.
It gives you
I wanna
Conan
watch that.
Check it out.
Yeah,
The
we'll
main
have to watch
character
that.
is like long black hair, and he's just like you can tell he's like Neanderthal, like he's giant feet and hands, like he's a
A
fights with-
brute strength.
The names throughout the show, literally, they don't even tell you the names. They just refer to them as Spear and Fang.
Nice.
That's the only two characters in it. Now, I'm not going to ruin anything or spoil anything, but as the second season starts to develop, more characters are being introduced, and there's like some primitive language that may start to be thrown into the show as we meet more things.
So the show's kind of evolving.
Yes,
Yes.
and there's like they're starting to get into the realm of like there might be a bad guy. There may be like a grand antagonist behind some things that are going on.
Nice.
And I'm excited for it. There's new episodes every Friday, and I'm excited.
Honestly, the amount of emotion in it too, without any words, is like
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Powerful.
surprisingly,
Yeah.
it makes you feel shit by like all of a sudden a sudden twist.
Right.
And there was no setup.
and you
There was
feel
no-
bad about this like dinosaur and this man
Yeah.
who like don't even talk. You're like, why?
You find yourself pitying a dinosaur, and you're like, I'm a grown man. Why? Am
I think the
feeling
first time I
Cartoon
seen
dinosaur.
something like that was in The Mandalorian, where he always had this mask on, and so he talked, but he conveyed a lot of emotion without facial expressions
Right.
for quite some time, and it was just in his mannerisms, the way he carried himself, the way he moved, and it was like it said a lot about the character to be able to deliver that kind of a performance without any facial expressions, where most people depend on them.
Or like The Boys with Black Noir. Like
Yes.
someone, you could kind of like get a vibe of
Yeah.
what he was thinking or what his
Oh, yeah.
intentions
No,
were.
I just think he's a fucking creep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No!
Black Noir is a fucking creep.
No,
We're like-
and he sees cartoons.
I really liked that.
What?
I
Hey,
really did.
hey.
It reminded me of Willy's Wonderland.
You mean he was a creep?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Now he's just
Way to give a
intestines on the
spoiler if
floor.
you've seen it.
Oh,
What
yeah.
I just
Spoiler
said.
alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you
Forgot.
didn't see it, you're spoiled.
But no, he definitely was. I agree. I feel the creep vibes. Like when
Yeah.
he wanted
for
that
sure.
girl to do like security research. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, I'll get to it. And he like sits down next to her in a chair and just stares at the computer. And she's like,
I
we're
mean,
all good
otherwise
now.
she's not
Yeah.
going to do it. He wants to make sure that she gets her shit done.
Yeah.
In a
but,
creepy way.
But he
like,
killed indiscriminately, right? And then towards spoiler
and
alert,
brutally.
towards
brutally.
the
He
like
did let that one kid live though, and gave him back his stuffed animal. Was like, here you go.
right, but then
That
towards
was
the last
horrifying.
season,
That was horrifying.
they try to humanize him a bit, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. He's a fucking lunatic. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Where he like saw the cartoons in his head.
Well,
I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, Soldier Boy kind of messed him up though.
Right.
Like
right.
Soldier Boy really did some
He
damage
really
by
did.
beating the shit out of
He
him.
did some
I guess.
psychological damage to him.
So
And
I
I
just-
mean,
I
anybody
still-
would be a little bit.
I
messed
still
up when
remember
you
him
see some
snapping
stuff
that
like
guy's
Okay,
head
alright,
in half by
alright,
reaching
alright.
into his mouth and pulling his head apart. So I was like, I
Yeah.
still don't forgive you for doing that to me. Like,
Yeah.
in the first season. I'm sorry, that was creepy.
There was one other show that had, I don't know if you guys ever seen the show Heroes.
Yeah.
Back in the
Heard
day,
about it.
yeah.
A while
like
ago,
back in the day.
where they did something similar to that, where the main villain, the whole first season, he's a serial killer. He's a psychopath. He has to open up people's heads to study their brain in order to steal their power. So his power was the power of understanding.
And then they made him like a.
And then they tried to make him a hero. Like, into
How do
the
you come
third
back from
season.
that?
I'm like, exactly. I'm like, how do you come back from murdering multiple people?
Like he actually opened.
Open up
Yes.
their skull, study them. Like, some of them were alive, and he's taunting them.
It's
And
like Jeffrey Dahmer all of a sudden he's a hero now.
they're like,
A little messed up.
I'm
I don't know how
super
I feel about
Jeffrey
that.
now.
they trapped him in a dream state and brought him back, and they're like, well, technically, he spent 20 years in that dream state, and now he's like, what do you
he's
call
all
it?
okay?
Reformed.
Yeah, a reformed, villain.
Reformed man.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean the whole building of his power was he could understand anything he took apart, but it also came with a compulsion to want to understand everything. And then they removed that compulsion, and now he's just like, you're supposed to be what? He's everybody's pet now. He's supposed to do all the good guy deeds. It really just kind of threw everything off.
Yeah, that was one of those shows that was primed to be fantastic for years, and then they had some writers strike, some problems, and then the show got turned upside down, and a lot of the story arcs that they were building towards just went to shit, and they took some of your favorite characters and made them like just retarded.
Like The
for lack of
Walking
a better
Dead.
Word.
Oh my god, yeah, horrible.
Walking Dead was like up into the Negan arc. It was like a great show.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
When they started focusing more on the people instead of like the actual zombie apocalypse, that's where I lost it.
I enjoyed watching Negan beat everyone's head in with a
Yeah,
bat.
I never seen The Walking Dead.
I haven't either.
The comics are better. Go for the comics. They're way
My
more.
problem is I'm anti-zombie.
What?
Yeah, because I feel like if a zombie can kill you, you deserve to die. Right? They're slow. They walk in groups. They probably smell because they're decaying, and they have to eat your brain to survive. So it's like, if you get killed by a zombie, now, yeah, you definitely deserve to die.
What about a horde?
A horde of zombies?
Yeah.
It depends on where you're
Yeah,
at.
but
You're trapped in a place, and there's like like right now, we're in your house.
Right,
Obviously, yeah, one zombie gets in here and kills us, we suck.
right.
But if the house is surrounded by, let's say, 1,000 zombies, beating on every window, pushing
gonna
on every
break
door.
in.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
Yes, it's
And then-
pretty scary.
you also have different types of zombies.
Like
you have
World War Z
you have like the
zombies?
fast. Those
Yes.
things are
The
Those
world-
are
the
scary.
building
The
the
ones
wall
that
and
you just
shit.
slash.
The World War Z zombies are horrifying.
I hated that
They're like
that
borderline
teeth sound that they
insects.
made.
There was another movie.
I hate that was my worst.
Yeah.
Part.
Wasn't there another movie where it was like 7 days or
28
7
days
days?
Yeah.
later.
Yes, yes.
With the
okay.
guy from
I actually-
Peaky
I-
Blinders.
Those zombies-
I actually
Cillian
like
Murphy.
that one.
Yeah, those zombies were badass. But for me, it's like if I'm gonna die to something, I'd rather it be a vampire or a werewolf. At least I would feel like super strength. They could fly. They could probably.
Well, pardon me.
Shapeshift a bit.
I understand the vampire death because he's just gonna bite you in the neck and drain you. Why do you want to die from a werewolf?
I mean, because they would probably kill you
I
fast.
mean, you could.
It probably would just bite your head off.
That's
They would
Honestly,
slash
it
you
would
and you would
just,
die
like, chomp.
fast.
that's a rough
Chomp.
goodbye, man.
Bleed out.
Wait, so
Or
rougher
slow
than a zombie?
draining, like you'd rather sit
I'm
there
not
like
saying-
slowly
Yeah,
let
slow
your like
drain.
life like flow away from you.
Well, I feel like if
A werewolf is gonna tear you apart.
if a
dude.
vampire is sucking on my neck, I feel like I have a chance to talk that vampire into making me live. Like, yo, bro, come on.
I also feel like I kind of.
I think I'd be a pretty cool vampire. We
think
can
we're
hang
gonna
out,
do that.
man.
We can
It's kinda like-
need
You want to
some
be on a
friends?
podcast? You want to be on a podcast?
All I have to offer is a podcast, but
Like a zombie, or a werewolf bite, or a vampire bite in your neck, you might actually get like something out of it. You know, it might be like a
Right,
super
right.
hickey. You might like hug him, like, oh shit. Something.
I mean,
Stop it.
werewolf. I mean, all right, you get some fleas.
Oh, dude,
maybe.
werewolf. Yeah, fuck, dude, werewolf is gonna rip you apart. Dude.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking like. I picture him like tearing your arm off at the joint and like.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
but it would be
flash.
a fast death.
I mean, you
I
find
really
the person
think so.
dead in the vampire movie. They're like laying there. They're white. They got like 2 little holes on their neck.
But
You find a werewolf carcass.
They're nice
it's like,
and pretty.
You see like ribs
Yeah.
stick it. Like you're like
Yeah,
ate his
every-
guts. It's like, oh my
everything's like
god.
But now, every now and again, vampires make thralls, right? So then
Right.
they leave you kind of like in this limbo of like half dead, half alive because they're always
So
draining.
you want to be like a
kinda
vampire
deal.
pimp. And he just pulls you out from under.
No,
his-
no, no.
Yeah,
no,
Like
no.
a blood-
I
a
thought
blood
about
bag?
it, but
A
no.
blood bag, yeah.
blood
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Get up there and spread them, Nelson.
Who
My
would
little-
know?
My little thrall baby, come here.
I would make them love me or hate me right away. I'm like, you either got to kill me or you got to like
Here
make
comes
me
Count
part
Cocula.
of the family.
Speaking of what vampires, What We Do in the Shadows.
I have not seen
Have not
that.
seen it, but I heard it's
have not
funny.
I haven't seen it
I
either.
heard it's funny. Tell us,
it's
Dana.
so
Dana.
funny.
She looks so
No,
excited
you
to be
gotta
like,
watch
oh, you
it.
guys got to
Excited.
watch
Yeah,
it.
you have
Just
to
tell us
watch
about
it.
It's funny though?
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay,
It's really
alright.
funny. It's one of my gym shows, so
I
like
would
it
give it
keeps
a
me
shot.
entertained while I work out,
Alright,
doing
okay.
cardio.
And what's the premises behind it? Like, is it like take place in the modern day? Is it?
Yeah. So it's modern day in Brooklyn, and then like these
Oh,
old
Brooklyn.
timey vampires, are basically they're just in the world, but
Right.
it's just I don't want to give too much away.
Okay, all right. We'll
How
give
are
it a
they?
shot.
Here's my question though. How are they in Brooklyn? Did they like come over on a boat?
Much.
Yo, why do they got to come over in a boat for, Ian? What the fuck?
I don't know, because that's what everybody gets. Here.
well, everyone kind of came here on a boat.
Some of us
funny.
are born here, Ian. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
You ever
Native
think about that?
American,
You ever
Nelson.
think about that? It's a melting pot. All right, it's a fucking melting pot.
Puerto Rico's an island. How did you get here?
My parents. See, there's this thing called sex, and your parents have it, and then you're
Sex.
born.
What? Tell me of this sex.
I mean, technically,
Foreign word.
Puerto Rico is Taino, and Tainos are part of the Arawaki tribe. They're always been in Florida, so we've kind of,
Always been here.
thanks for taking our land.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you think school? And look, he's wearing the pineapple leafy pants
Right.
to make fun of our people.
Yep. It's not my fault you guys didn't have gunpowder.
We were a peaceful tribe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Scalping
I don't
people.
know. Yeah, maybe.
Savages.
No, those are
All of our
different-
sicknesses
those
wiped you out too.
are- Thanks for the smallpox.
It's a simple little.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shouldn't have put those
Wow.
blankets on,
Blankets.
guys. Shouldn't have put those blankets on. Yeah, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Hey, the Irish weren't treated very nice either. When
This
we
is
came
true.
Here,
Gangs of New York. That
Yeah.
reminds me of that movie. Was fantastic.
We tried to watch that, and we couldn't find it. I didn't find out what streaming.
Really?
I think you can probably rent it on Amazon. I
Yeah,
imagine
most
you could.
definitely.
But that movie is
it's
like
worth the
hard.
watch.
That
If you
movie
haven't
is
I don't
seen
think
it,
you can find it
What
for
is it?
free.
Gangs
I think
of
we gotta
New
pay
York.
for
Have
it.
you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio is in it.
That is my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis role ever. Is Bill the Butcher. It's my favorite.
Oh, so you have seen it in the
I have,
past?
yeah.
You
Oh
were
my
trying
God,
to get her
that's
to
what-
watch it.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, but the other day
We tried to find it the other day.
she never seen Jurassic Park up until a couple weeks ago. You realize how
Shame.
horrifying this was for me?
Shame.
No Jurassic
No,
Park.
because the HBO has the whole Jurassic Park collection, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, blah blah blah. This is the new Jurassic Park coming out, all this stuff." And she goes, "I never seen the first one." Like, everything stopped.
Wow.
Everything stopped.
He
I was
just
like,
goes, "You're watching it."
I was
That's
like,
such a
"Wait a
classic.
minute!" Like the
That's such a
first,
classic.
and I had to pause it. Like I had to pause it, like and explain to her the significance. Like when the Jeep comes up over the hill,
Right.
and for the first time, Dr. Hammond and Grant and everybody they see the dinosaurs. And I had to pause it and explain to her, listen, back in 1992,
I wasn't even born yet.
When I was young.
to a 7-year-old boy, this was the
insane.
most
We're old.
amazing
I
shit
know.
we had ever
This was
seen.
like
It
when
was.
Avatar came out. You're like, look at the graphics.
Bro,
was.
up until then, we had seen dinosaurs in like
like I tell him
magazines.
he's
We had
old.
never seen anything like that.
I
So
agree.
like
Being
the
old.
CGI did not age well, but still.
Right. No, at that time they had to create CGI just to make the dinosaurs. That technology wasn't even invented.
They
at that
lied
time.
that they could get it done, and then basically got it done as they were making the movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were showing like the people investing in the movie, like, hey, check this out. It was like a screensaver of like a moving head. He's like, yeah, we're working on the whole body. All right, now get out of here. Let me get back to work. And they were fucking panicking because they were like, we don't even have the technology yet
Yeah.
until the end of the movie, which it wound up working out. So sometimes
Yeah.
you got to believe in
They
yourself.
tore off Samuel L. Jackson's arm in that movie.
I mean, when doesn't Samuel Jackson lose an appendage, an eye, or something?
Deep
along
Blue
the
Sea,
way?
he got eaten by a shark.
Yep. The
like
Nick
that
Fury
movie.
lost an eye.
Yeah.
I like BBC.
Deep Blue Sea was a pretty
I
good movie.
really like that.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie. LL
That's
Cool J
LL
was
Cool
in it.
J. Yeah.
LL made it. Spoiler alert. LL survived that movie.
So let me ask you, Gangs of New York. What other classics do you think like are a must watch for somebody? Like for me, I would have to say
Braveheart.
Yeah,
Yes,
Braveheart,
Goodfellas.
Gladiator.
Goodfellas is one of my
Goodfellas.
favorite movies.
Goodfellas,
I
Yes,
watch it.
Goodfellas is
Goodfellas is my
fantastic.
favorite
I don't
mob
care.
movie.
I literally watched it like 2 days in a row because it was on loop. It was on loop on some channel. I just watched it. I watched the beginning, the middle, and the end, all different times.
Have you ever seen A Bronx Tale?
Mm-mm.
That's an
good, too.
amazing movie.
That's good,
yeah.
too.
It's like
Is
in
that
the
is that
neighborhood.
wait, is that the one where like the bikers?
Yeah.
And
Now
then
you
lo-
can't leave.
Now you
Oh
can't
my
leave.
God, that fucking scene
Sonny
is
from
so
Bronx,
hard.
yeah. Amazing movie. If you haven't seen
So
it,
hard.
that's a
The
classic.
look on their faces where he locks them in the
Bro.
bar. They're like, wait
Bro.
a minute, what the fuck?
And the name of the one of the main characters is Calogero. You will never hear that name
Calogero.
again.
What?
Calogero.
That's an old Italian name.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
never
like
hear it again.
super Italiano.
And I heard A Bronx Tale is actually
She's like, I think I
Robert De
know.
Niro. Like Robert De Niro
Calogero.
directed it
Yes.
and starred in it. And
Yes.
like growing up, everyone knows that Robert De Niro. His wife is black. Like he had like a fling with Janet Jackson for a while.
Mhm.
And in the movie, protagonist has an interracial relationship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that say that story that Robert De Niro made was his childhood story.
I could
Like,
see it. It was a
He was
really,
kind of retelling what he went through growing up in old Brooklyn.
Right.
So
it really did feel like an old Brooklyn. And it is a Bronx Tale, but it was recorded. The movie was made in Brooklyn. It was actually like up the block from where we used to live.
I still
Brooklyn.
take Sonny's logic into account. Like when
Fuck
he says
yeah.
like you go on a date with a girl.
Oh
He says
yeah,
always hold the door.
the door.
for her."
Yeah,
He said, but
come
then
on.
walk around the back of the car.
Yes.
Walk around the back of the car, and then you look through the window. And if she doesn't reach over and unlock the door for you, she's not the one.
He's like, you get rid of that woman.
The one.
You dump her fast.
Yeah, he did.
You never
He's
look
like,
back.
He's like,
She's
you have
not
a good,
the one.
He's like, you take her out, you have a good night with her, but that's it. Last date. Last date.
She's not the one.
So I'm always like holding the door, but then I walk around the back of the car and I'm peering through.
It's a
I'm like,
fantastic-
"All right, what are you
fantastic
doing? Are you
movie."
leaning over? Are you unlocking it for me?
But it's already unlocked.
What about
Yeah.
you, Sierra? What's a classic movie for you that you would recommend to anyone, everyone to watch?
Oh man.
She's young, so classics.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what
of my
classics
older
are made after
favorites?
97?
Jurassic World.
I mean, my age goes
Have you
now.
seen Lilo
97, baby.
She's like, Spring Break was good. One of the worst movies
I've never
of
seen it,
all
no.
time.
I think I really enjoyed the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
That's
Okay.
a good
It's
movie.
one
That's
of
a
my
good
favorite
movie.
movies. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
That movie. That
George
song
Clooney.
that was addicting.
Yes.
That song was addicting.
What's his name from Roseanne?
John Goodman was the
John
bad one.
Goodman.
John Goodman was
yes,
the bad guy.
yes. That you know what? That's
Do
a good
not
movie.
seek
The
treasure. The movie actually had some good shit in it.
You get a pass on that one. What
Okay,
about
fair.
you? What's a classic movie?
Classic movie,
that you
Dana.
like?
I said the Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
She did say Goodfellas.
Ed?
Greatest mob movie ever.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say a Bronx Tale, but you already pulled that one out. I don't think I got anything right now.
Eddie's a
come
fan
on.
of Debbie Does Dallas. That's a
What?
classic
good.
for him.
That was good. Deep Throat. Heather Lovelace. Linda Lovelace. That was a good movie.
yeah.
Good ass movie.
Well, they were played in regular theaters when they first came out because it wasn't a problem back then.
What's fucked up?
Then they
I
had to
remember-
make ratings for movies.
Yeah.
I remember talking about that, and I hate to say this on the fucking podcast because Shay's gonna freak out, but I remember my mom said she saw Deep Throat in a theater. Sorry, Mom. It was the 70s. I know. You know.
I can't.
Damn, way to air out the family laundry, bro. Damn, that's
Like here, everybody.
This was before my dad was around.
I
you
feel
know?
you, I feel you. I
But
think
when he
Pee Wee
was
Herman-
around.
Pee Wee Herman fucked it up for everyone. You may not know who that is. You're too young for Pee Wee
Listen,
Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
Do you?
Pee Wee Herman didn't even.
I knew it.
Pee Wee Herman didn't even do anything wrong. Let's talk about Pee Wee for a second. Pee Wee didn't even
Go
do
for
anything
it.
wrong. Besides being like a creep on TV and besides like doing that whole thing. He
And
got
if that
caught.
didn't give it away.
He got caught jerking off in a porn theater.
Right.
What do you go to a porn theater for?
Yeah.
At least he was doing it in a porn theater.
Here's a better question. What are you doing in a fucking porn theater?
This was before the internet.
But still,
He's whacking
there's
off.
got to be a better way than sitting in a room with another group of
Rent the
men.
movie and go home.
Maybe he likes being around people.
I don't know. Get a girlfriend.
How much can you not wait? They're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the theater with everybody else.
Maybe he
and then
likes-
sit down on
Maybe
one of
he
these,
likes
the company.
Maybe he likes
these
that,
very
that moment.
clean seats and join in.
Yeah, maybe he
yeah,
likes that
so
moment,
clean.
like where
He
he
likes
locks
to have
eyes with a stranger. You know.
Yeah.
All right, this took a twist.
Don't look away. Don't look away.
Let's bring it back. Let's,
All the
let's-
stuff people get caught for today. Look at Louis C.K. Louis C.K. was jerking off and staring at people like in hotel rooms. That's
Yeah,
one
that's
thing.
creepy.
Oh, Pee Wee
That's
just
creepy.
wanted to go to a theater and play with his meat, you know, and they crucified Pee Wee. Pee Wee died for all our sins. He died
So-
for our sins.
You know, Antman and the Wasp, Quantumania.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, you know.
I'm sorry.
Bring it
got-
back to family.
I got Pee Wee's
to
back.
family
Yeah,
fun.
know.
I got
Grandma's
Pee Wee's
gonna
back.
love
To
this one,
family
let me
fun
say.
and a good time. Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Is that the
It's
Toxic
Deadpool.
Avenger?
No, it's Deadpool.
Oh,
Oh, it's him with
It's
his face?
Deadpool.
It's Deadpool's
behind you.
face.
yeah. You don't see it?
That's Wade Wilson? Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yeah,
He
look
got
at the
burned worse than I
scars.
thought. Jesus. I was like, is that Toxic Avenger?
It's actually really good.
It is
chocolate.
good, yeah.
It's
It's
chocolate.
For those of you who don't
Yeah.
know, Dana actually baked cupcakes for us. That
Yes.
were
They
were
iconic,
very
and
good
they were
cupcakes.
fantastic.
They were not as good as I wanted them to
And
be.
cookies.
But they were still
They still tasted really
delicious.
good.
Doesn't matter.
She said, "Oh, the
Perfectionist.
icing is too slimy and runny on a Joker cupcake.
The
that
ice
icing should be
the
repulsive."
icing is melting when it's 100 degrees outside in Florida.
Yes. Welcome to South Florida.
Everything came out very good.
Thank you. The cookies came out the best though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
These
can't
are very
wait to
good.
watch this Man tomorrow with you guys.
You're gonna
So
bring up
Eddie-
Ant-Man, then you're just gonna start
what?
Talking about
eating.
about cookies.
Continue.
Food's
continue,
more
Edward.
important.
We don't know shit about it. They gave us a title card. I don't know why
shit about
you keep
it.
trying to bring up Ant-Man. We know nothing about the fucking movie.
I was trying to change the subject to a more
Are you
civilized
excited?
discussion.
And it's like babysitting. He's like, we don't know shit. Like, what do you
It's like, you're going to bring it up
Why
and then
you
start
and-
eating.
Just
Like,
talk
of
about
course
Pee Wee
I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing to
I mean,
say.
at best, you can speculate. They go to the quantum realm. Kang's there because that's where he's supposed to be. We still have missing characters. The girl that was phasing in and out. Where the fuck has she been for several years? She should have disappeared because they went missing.
Right.
No quantum particles to stabilize her.
Right.
Unless she magically recreated the technology and went to the quantum realm.
Why does-
But you basically have nothing to go on much with the movie other than Kang should be in it.
Right.
Why does Thanos' like finger snapping, supposedly all powerful Infinity Gauntlet, not affect things in the quantum realm?
Because, like, it didn't affect things in other multiverses. It just affected everything in our multiverse.
So is the quantum realm like? Are you that
outside
tiny
of-
that it
Outside
exists
of it.
outside,
outside
our-
of time and space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which is why Kang likes to hang out
Yeah.
there. He keeps all his monuments from all the civilizations he destroyed and whatnot.
Yeah.
Jeez, what
But
a nice guy.
the stones only work in their respective universe.
Correct.
So he couldn't affect. So if he was to take them somewhere else, they wouldn't do anything anyway.
Right. So like
there.
when you
He'd have to get the ones
see,
from that
the
universe.
TVA in Loki. You know how he has like a box of infinity stones?
For paperweights.
Yes.
Right.
Like, way to completely diminish like the whole fucking phase 1 and 2. Like,
That
what
is
the hell?
that has
was
got to
a-
be one of my favorite scenes.
It's a very
We're using them as
clever.
paperweights.
and I have like multiples of each one. There's just dozens of them.
This one controls this reality. This one controls this reality. It's like, what the
Here, it's
fuck?
just a rock.
If you think about it, it's a very clever way to show how important the Infinity Stones were at one point, and like moving into the next phase of things.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
this is
not-
how
meaningless.
powerful
Yeah.
the TVA is. The Infinity Stones are paperweights.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing summed up the scale of things to come more. Like the Eternals, super slow. Like I said, I gave it like a 6.5 out of 10. Like,
Right.
like it was just kind of like a setup. It was a giant setup piece for
Yeah.
what's to
Correct.
come.
Yeah.
But that scene where the Celestial arrives at Earth, and you just see the scope of it, and it's like staring down at
saw
our
something
planet.
about
I
that
was
on
just
there.
like, holy shit!
Yes.
Like, what do you do? Like, what do you fuck? Like, I'd turn and look at Hawkeye and be like, "What's your move, man? What are you
Shoot
gonna
an arrow at
Are you
it.
gonna shoot a fucking stick with a sharp end?
No,
at
he
it?
just cleans out his desk. I'm going
I'm
home,
going
man.
home. I'm going home.
I guess
You
I'm
right-
retiring now.
You write a plot device, you get the Fantastic Four to discover it, and they make them go away.
All right, there
That's
you go.
just like they do in the comics.
Yeah.
Loki season 2 has got greenlit, so we are gonna see him coming back and reprising the role. I hope that they do bring back Lady Loki. I forget her name again.
Sylvie?
Sylvia. Yeah, I think they did a really good job together in
They
the show.
did.
Did you
And-
watch the Loki
Yeah.
show?
Are we
I'm
gonna
not
see
that
alligator?
big a fan.
Alligator
Yeah.
Loki?
Aw.
Yeah, Alligator Loki and Frog,
Frog Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see that.
Actually, I've been looking for a statue of Frog Thor for quite some time. I
And-
seen it way back in the day, and I didn't buy it.
Yeah,
and
well,
I've been kicking
an
my ass.
alligator
Buyer's
Loki
remorse.
here. In,
Yes, exactly.
An
Yeah.
alligator Loki here in Florida is going to be hard to come by. That's going to be a hot commodity.
Yeah. Oh well, I went to Tate's the other day, and they have alligator Loki T-shirts over there. So
Let's go back.
there you go, man.
Last time I was there, they only had copies of the T-shirts I have. So I was like, oh, I could.
No, I love Tate's, man, and they got some new stuff. They've got a giant Silver Surfer on the board, like it's fucking
Still the Hulk statue?
amazing. Yeah, they still have the Hulk statue.
$10,000. We can have that here in the studio, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Life-size Hulk statue.
$10,000.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
All
it.
right,
Let's
that's
split
good.
it up. Split
You
it.
just split it.
I was gonna say, can I borrow your bank card real quick?
Oh, I didn't mean me.
No,
you
no.
guys.
It's gigantic.
This is a you
It's so
thing.
big.
That's a you
We're
problem.
just
Desmond.
guests.
We're
on
just
this
guests,
show.
so
Okay, all
you
right,
know,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's still
also-
us.
Well, you
Still
guys
our
can be
curse.
permanent guests if you go and get the Hulk and bring it back.
grandfather ourselves
Yeah,
in.
yes, exactly.
I want the
You guys
Deadpool-
keep-
I want a Deadpool one.
You keep baking those fucking
I've
cupcakes.
seen-
You can come back every week.
Yeah.
That shit was ridiculous.
I almost bought a life-size Spider-Man. I had the guy holding it for me. I went to rent a truck from Home Depot. I was going to drive 4 hours to pick it up. By the time I got out of work and got the truck, the guy's like, I sold it to somebody else. I'm like,
Oh.
I was like, I told you the ordeal I was going through, and I was coming to get it, but I guess he didn't believe me. But I was so mad. I really wanted that life-size Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I would have kicked both of my dogs out to the pub, to the street, and put Spider-Man.
I'll take the dog.
I'm just kidding.
He's
I probably
not
would have
kidding.
kicked my daughter out to the street and then put a life-size Spider-Man. Actually, probably would have slept in her bed too. Yeah.
Tuck it in every night.
Yeah.
Read it a
Life-size
bedtime
As
story.
one should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, which is it? Is it a life-size Tobey Maguire or is it?
It was a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
that-
It
that
was
was-
a dope one.
I have a soft
Yeah.
spot. You know, that's
Yeah.
my Spider-Man.
And it was like
Probably
the,
went up a few dollars in value after the last Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, at the
that's
time,
so
the guy was
good.
selling it for $800.
That's as good as a Marvel
800,
movie
that's
can
it?
get.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
right now they're
That's-
going
Oh,
for like
I would have done
$1
that.
grand.
I would have
That
done
was
that in
a really good
heartbeat.
movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Heartbeat, 800. Nothing.
Yeah, really tried to get it, but fuck.
Life
I
size?
felt all the feels in
Yeah.
in No Way Home. I felt all the feels.
Yeah,
Best
no,
thing ever. Best.
and it made me want a Andrew Garfield
He
Spider-Man,
totally
Amazing
redeemed
Spider-Man
himself.
3.
He totally redeemed
100%.
Yeah.
himself.
Give that man a third movie. I would watch it.
The moment when he caught Mary Jane,
Yes.
and it was just
Oh.
like the whole retrospective.
Oh,
It's like
man.
he,
Yeah.
he
Full
closed
circle.
the Gwen Stacy loop. It was
Yes.
like, oh man,
He was hilarious. It was like, it just goes to show
You guys
if
fought
there was
aliens.
better writing, if
Yep.
there was better writing for him in the other two movies, he could have delivered the
a
role.
lot better.
Yeah. And
And then when Toby jumped out of the portal,
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh my
screamed.
god,
Everybody
that
The
was
else.
whole
my Spider-Man.
theater was just.
Everybody is
They're already
me.
talking about recasting Tom Holland and resetting Spider-Man again.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna
fucking
happen.
why
No.
not? Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I think they
No.
threw the money book at him, like
Well,
all of the money.
I think here's the thing. I think his contract is up, so they're playing the we'll get somebody new in hopes that he doesn't come back with like, no, you gotta fucking pay me this time.
Yeah.
Tom,
You got me on the cheap the first time.
Tom,
Oh, yeah.
please
Now it's
stay-
time
stay
for
with
money.
The role. Stay with the role.
I mean,
Tom.
maybe with,
Oh, yeah.
with a bigger paycheck, he can buy himself a better looking girlfriend.
Oh,
Hey,
She is ugly.
Zendaya is great.
Tom, Uncharted
I
sucked.
love her.
Oh, she's a great
Uncharted
actress,
sucked, Tom.
Oh,
but
no, she's
I
such
don't
a
find
good
her
actress.
attractive
Pretty.
at all.
No, I think she's beautiful. Are you kidding me?
What?
There's something
No.
annoying about her face. She's Sandra Bullock-esque.
I'm gonna
like,
lean back because
Something annoying about her face.
I'm gonna
She's
lean
in
back because
so
when these
much
like
movies.
razor sharp claws on Dana's hand come flying by,
I'm not
I
taking
talk
away
with
from
my
her.
hands a lot,
Look,
okay?
not everybody is your cup of tea, right? She's just not like.
Oh, I like her. I think she's good.
He also hates Sandra Bullock.
I do.
Like, with a
I
passion.
hate Sandra Bullock.
Oh man.
Nelson,
I think
no, he
She is trash as an actress.
I feel so disrespected.
Nelson
I was
hates
like,
her.
listen.
My Steven Seagal is Nelson's.
Yeah,
Sandra
and there's
Bullock.
one more person that I hate that you might not like. What's the lady's name from Pretty Woman?
Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Julia Roberts. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
I'm
my
okay with that.
she's my
I do
third.
like Pretty Woman
She's
though.
my third hate in actresses.
Pretty Woman is a good movie.
I do
Pretty
really
Woman.
like Pretty Woman.
That's the exception.
My dad
And
has
actually,
great taste.
the other one where she played the lawyer,
Aaron Brockovich.
Erin Brockovich. Loved her in that movie as well. Everything after that, I hated her.
I like when The Lonely Island had a. What the hell was his name? The singer Michael Bolton. When Michael
Yeah.
Bolton, Michael Bolton sang about being Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Do you guys have an actress or an actor that you just can't stand to see on the TV or a movie? You gotta have somebody.
Who's that? The fat comedian that was in the Ghostbusters, and she was in.
Melissa McCartney?
Melissa McCartney.
She was
Yeah.
in
That
Thor:
was-
Love and Thunder too. And she burst out. I was
Her
like,
movies
That was
were-
the only time she was funny, though.
yeah,
come
but
on.
still,
Melissa McCartney, like back in the day,
I
I like some
fucking
of her movies.
don't like
but,
her.
It's like the same thing repeating a little bit.
I don't like
It
her at
is,
all.
it
right
is.
now,
I
and
can't-
like
It's like forced comedy when she's on the screen.
sometimes,
I'm
yeah.
supposed to laugh at this,
Sometimes.
but I'm not gonna.
Actually, she did a movie with Sandra Bullock.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
top
Heat.
one.
Played Buddy
The
Cop.
top one.
I love the Heat though.
That's
I
one
love
we
it,
should
Sandra
force her to
Bullock.
watch.
I don't dislike her comedy, but it gets tiring that she essentially just runs around as a giant fat joke in every movie and every
Right.
role and everything she
Right.
plays. Like, she's a funny person.
Yeah,
Can
I
we
agree.
not
That's what I'm
write
saying. Like
Play it out.
it's
something
getting
more
repetitive.
Yeah.
for her to
Larry
do?
the Cable Guy.
Right, but
Yeah.
then
How
they
much
just-
can you laugh at the same type of
Right.
shit? Like,
Yeah.
I agree.
or okay, how many times? And we could probably think of all an example. How many times can you put a black guy in a fat black lady suit and then it's funny? Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy,
I mean-
Tyler Perry.
it's
Who
funny.
else did it?
Medea.
Who else did it?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks did not. Don't you do that to Tom. Don't you do that to Tom.
I mean, if Tom Cruise could be the last samurai,
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I know the skit from the Chappelle Show you're thinking of, and we're not going to say it on this television program.
no.
We're not saying it.
No, we won't go there. All right, so
I was watching some Dave
Melissa
Chappelle last
McCartney.
night. I was watching the
Dave Chappelle
Oh,
is the king.
that was-
I was
He's
watching
hilarious.
the Rick James one.
Oh yeah.
The
James,
rest in
bitch.
peace, Charlie
Yeah,
Murphy.
yeah.
But he was,
Yeah.
man, just him being like, I'm one of the best singers, I'm one of the best looking motherfuckers of all time.
He's like, Charlie Murphy.
Enjoy
Charlie
yourself,
Murphy."
bitch. And he grabs her face, he licks the whole side of her face. He's like, it's a celebration, bitch.
He's like, what did the five fingers say to
In
the face?
Slap. Cold blooded.
Do you know what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't.
When
You don't know this?
Dude,
We
you
watched
have to
it
watch.
last
Oh
night.
man.
You haven't
It's
seen
awesome.
Chappelle Show?
I was there. I was like in tears.
Oh, my
it was
God.
so funny.
It's
When
fantastic.
Charlie Murphy
First
walked in the
episode will
club,
get you.
when he walked into the club, and the first thing that Rick James did was jump up and punch him in the fucking forehead with the
And
Unity
he's so
ring on.
funny.
He's just like, Unity.
And he just drugs.
And
So good.
It seems funny.
hell of a
It-
drug.
it's these ridiculous stories. That's really the ones they became famous for, was with him. And then
Charlie
they
Murphy.
actually brought him on to confirm
Yeah.
the stories that
Yeah.
Chappelle was having Charlie Murphy retell with him and Eddie Murphy when they first became famous.
Rick was so fucked up that he said by the time he came into to Eddie Murphy's house, and he had these dirt on his boots, and he was just digging his boots into the couch and shit. And like Rick James is
He's
so
like, fuck your couch.
Exactly. And Rick James is so fucked
We can
up.
afford another one.
He's so fucked up that even when they're talking to the real Rick James, he's like, you think I'm just going to grind my feet into his couch like it's something to do? I got more sense than that. And then he pauses for a couple of seconds. He goes, yeah, I remember grinding my feet. And he's like, Chappelle rewinds it. He's like, did he just like,
Yes.
he's just, I mean, then he goes, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, yes. He would look dead into the camera like, cocaine's a hell of a drug, and then just go about telling his
He said they held him down and they punched his legs.
Yes.
Because how much of a dick he was. He punched his legs so they were like 2 pieces of linguine.
Crawling away.
Imagine being so
Darknesses.
rich, so famous,
Black
and so
magic.
drugged up all the time that you just went around slapping and punching people at will and just
They said-
disrespecting everyone in the vicinity.
They said that they called him the super freak and he sang that song, and like there's a lot of allegations and accusations. They said that Rick James was a monster. I mean,
Right.
when he was just, it was a party 24/7.
He lived that rock
and he was
star
a psycho.
lifestyle.
He would just go back to the hotel room with 7 girls and destroy it. It'd be destroyed. Like you have to burn the whole room. Like Rick James was just that guy. He was just that guy. So
That
I
had
miss
to be
the
had to
Chappelle
be a
Show.
wild life to live, though, right?
I
And
mean,
there's a lot of people that, well, not a lot, but there's a select few of like really rich and famous people that live these wild fucking lives.
I remember
mean,
back in the
The
day.
Dirt too with Motley Crue.
Oh,
Yes.
that was a
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That was a good show.
That was
Netflix.
such a
That
good
was a
movie.
really, really good movie about what
I
happened.
mean, you saw how crazy that
That
all
movie was really good.
I
The
never-
guy that
I
plays
never seen
the
it.
guy that played Ramsay Bolton
I'll have to check
in
it out. Yeah.
the guy that played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones. He played Ozzy for a little
No.
bit. Wasn't he the guy who played Ozzy Osbourne? Who played Ozzy in that?
not him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got to do some.
might have been
check.
Here.
sharing.
Fact
that
check.
one.
Oh man! But
No.
whoever played Ozzy, that one scene at that one pool,
It was wild.
it's a famous thing that happened when they were trying to out disgusting each other.
Yeah.
And you don't do that with Ozzy. You don't do that with the Prince of Darkness. You just don't do it.
Oh, that's great.
Looks nothing like him.
Oh, that's Owen Wilson.
No, Tony.
No, it's
Tony Cavallero. Okay, I remember. Looks kind
okay.
of like him.
I know it definitely
It's
was
kinda-
not
it's kinda
him
like
with
him.
that,
Punch that
with
guy in
that
the face.
smile.
Kind of like him. Sort of kind of like him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a good scene.
How does it feel to be wrong?
Yeah.
You know.
Boom.
Happens at least twice an episode.
Yeah, at least twice an episode.
Usually he finds out afterwards from his brother.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
critical son of a bitch is just staring at this. He'd be like, haha, they got you on the Ozzy Osbourne one.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
It's like, you know, Shay, I could bring up the times when you were wrong too, buddy.
No, I love. I still haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody. That's
So
another one that I want to
good.
watch.
That-
I even want to see the one about Elton John. I like
That was
Elton
really
John
good
lifestyle.
too.
I did not
I
see
just-
the Elton John one yet. I didn't see
It
the
looked
Elton
like
John
a
one.
musical, so that's
Good.
what turned me off.
Good.
Is it a musical?
I mean, it's just they basically play like all
That's
of his
not a no.
songs.
That's not a no.
Yeah.
She's dancing around it like, go watch it, go watch it. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's just like every other music. I mean, if you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, they're gonna play all the Queen songs.
Right.
Watch The Dirt, they're gonna play Motley Crue songs. Elton
Right.
John, they're gonna play Elton
Okay, is
John
it more
songs. It's just-
like,
it's a movie about his life, but
Walk
the
the
songs.
Line? Or is
I
it
haven't
more
seen that
like
in
Chicago?
so-
Walk the Line is the one about
It's a
Johnny Cash.
Johnny
yeah,
Cash,
Johnny
which
Cash.
was
I haven't
fantastic.
seen it in so long.
So I don't mind a movie that sings and like they're doing their job and they're singing and stuff like that. But if it's like
It goes along.
Jerry Lewis
No.
dancing and singing the entire movie,
No, but they play like a lot
Wait,
of his songs.
do you know who Jerry Lewis is?
No way.
you have some homework. She's like Pee Wee Herman.
assignment.
Oh my god.
In the movie theater.
No, Bohemian Rhapsody was a fantastic movie.
It was great.
I've seen
I
that
really
multiple
liked
times.
it.
I've
I
seen
have
more
too.
reports that Joker 2 is going to be a musical.
Yes. Yeah.
We're
we
going to-
discussed
I
that.
was
And
hoping-
she did sign in.
For something
For
of the
it.
contrary, but no, it looks like they go on musical with it.
Well, we're
I'm
going
about
opening
it.
night.
I'm not watching it.
You're going.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not watching
Oh yeah.
We're gonna
Ed,
drag you there.
Yep.
Ed, we're taking him.
Yep. We're going.
I'll grease myself up.
I'm
Oh, if you grease yourself up, I'm definitely
Yeah.
selecting.
He's like, that makes two of us. So what? We'll
I
both
won't be
greased up.
alone.
I just want to see the people waiting in line to go into Joker 2 and they see me and you show up all greased up. What the?
They're
Can we
like,
get
oh.
a refund? Can we get a refund on our ticket?
No, they'll be like, we're at the right movie.
Oh, yeah. As soon as they start singing, I'm just sliding around.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Their thought would be, all right, let's be nice to these people because we don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right, it's like
You guys are gonna be the people
guy
that
in
you
the trench
told
coat
your
in the
daughter
Batman
not to
movie,
stare
you
at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You leave.
But shinier.
A little bit of a glisten.
Yeah. Just
coconut oil is my go-to.
I'm glad I don't have a go-to, so I'm intrigued that you have a go-to.
A man without lube, you live dangerously.
Oh no, we all know.
Do we?
I have
Ed?
excess super lube. Uber lube.
One of the sponsors of the show.
You,
Unofficially.
you probably didn't see the episode or hear about what happened, but I work at this job, and a huge case of Uber lube was delivered there. So it's my job to open their mail and deliver their packages to them and everything like that. And they were away, and this big ass box, I open it, and I'm like, oh fuck. How do I tell like a 90-year-old man and his wife like, your Uber lube is here, sir? So I'm like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. After I opened it and I was thinking about it because I was sweating hard, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna
Just
wrap
take
it.
a picture.
I'm gonna wrap it back
Awkward
up,
face.
and I'm gonna put it in the corner and be like, oh, a package came for you. Like I didn't open it. Oh, I don't know what's in it. Here you go. You know,
Enjoy.
just play stupid. You know, I thought that would be the best course of action. But then I kept going back to the box, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, and then I noticed that the location was supposed to be delivered to an actual sex store with a similar address. So I was like, oh.
And we
God.
tried to do the right thing here at Sofa Kingdom. We
Yes,
tried.
and return it.
We called them.
But they wanted me to deliver it to them. I was like, come and get your stuff. And they're like, oh, can you drop it off? I'm like,
No. Are you gonna pay me?
Yeah, you got
So-
Ian took home 6 cases of it. He put
did.
most of it in his hair.
I'm almost
there's
through
the
it.
end of
I'm
the
almost
story.
through all of it. And I need to re-up soon.
We saved just enough for the
Hopefully
Joker
we get
movie
to
to
the
loop
package.
ourselves up. Yeah.
another
And let me,
mistake.
it works. It works.
And back to Antman and the Wasp, Quantum
No,
Mania.
we're never going to get there. We know nothing.
yes.
We know nothing.
What
That's
is
like saying we're back to
Yes,
Bigfoot.
yes,
Like, we
okay.
don't know anything. No evidence. There's none.
So Eddie, tell us about
Yeti.
Antman and the Wasp, Quantum Mania.
Still no news. Still
Nothing.
nothing.
Real Kang hangs out there. That's all we know. That's all we know.
Same thing we know about Moon Knight season 2. Not a fucking thing.
Is
Yes,
there going to
but
be a
we
hippo?
do
Will there be a
know-
hippo?
Of course there will be.
I can't see them not having her in there again.
Yeah, there's
She was
going to
a
be
hit. She
more
was a hit.
Egyptian gods, I believe.
I want more hippo gods. That's
coming
all I want.
into.
She was great.
You know,
Goddess.
they had the crocodile god. What was? I don't remember the
Oh, the
name.
bitch
offhand.
god, the one that was the bad guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're gonna bring more of them into.
I was amazed at how weak the Egyptian
universe.
gods were in that. Like, it's just, you shouldn't just be able to just.
Yeah,
Take
but
out
I
the
think
whole
they weren't.
pantheon.
The whole idea is that they weren't at full power.
Well, clearly they weren't powerful enough, at least most of them, to go to the big party with the real gods.
Right, because none of them. Or they might have been there. Maybe they weren't invited to the orgy. I don't know. They might have been there.
I mean, Quetzalcoatl got in.
Yeah.
The
You know he
dumpling,
got
the
it.
dumpling god was
The
there.
dumpling god was there.
There was a carpenter god. I mean, he made it in.
He did. Oh,
Shout out to Jesus.
that was Jesus Christ in Nazareth.
Hold my spot, buddy.
Oh, my spot. You made the cut. But if they're that strong, why did they just let Gore run around? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you saw a lot of stuff. You saw like the Celestial.
Because it's
you saw
what
the
they-
Living Tribunal was hanging out there.
Yep.
And
The
like, the
whole
Living
idea-
Tribunal could definitely one-shot Gore.
They
But
could, but they're not going to.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
And
kind of let
They're
things happen.
they're judge and
Them.
jury,
right.
so they don't do anything
And I think
about
the
that.
whole idea is that they were trying to show that they were just kind of like retired gods. They're just chilling, partying, orgying it up, and having fun.
Doing
They
God
really don't
stuff.
care
Living
about
life.
man and any of the consequences that they're going through. They're just like, well, we can't be touched. We're in our own
Realm.
area here, and we can't even be found. You know, that's why they were like, oh, Thor, you can't leave, because then they could find us.
But isn't that like the reason Gore hates the gods? Because they kind of just sit
Correct.
back and
Exactly.
like,
Don't do
fucking
anything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah, we
Don't
prayed,
care.
yeah, we ask you for help, but then, like, when there's actually an existential threat to the universe,
They just
Okay.
laugh at you.
we just
Yeah.
twiddle our thumbs. I mean,
Yeah.
Thor's the only one getting shit done. Like, you know, so pray to Thor.
yeah, yeah.
Moral of the story. Pray to Thor. He gets shit done.
I don't pray to nobody.
Hey, man, I always argued that. Growing up, everyone would always try to, like, say, oh, blah, 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 Christian religion. I was like, hey, Odin said he would get rid of all the ice giants. God said he would get rid of all the sin in the world. I still see sin. I don't see any ice giants anymore. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Odin 2023.
That's some sound logic.
That's all I'm saying.
That's some sound logic.
Do you
stuff.
see any ice giants? No, I have not seen one ice giant.
Definitely
in my
not in
life.
Florida.
I see
No,
crime.
yeah.
I see
Yeah.
crime and sin around me all the time, all
Yeah.
day. I don't see a single ice giant.
I
Not
feel you.
one. Not
I
one.
feel you. I feel
They're
you.
gone. Odin
Alright, okay.
2023.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, we could chalk that up to like a what if, right?
What? Yeah.
Speaking of what if, what if season 2?
Yep.
I'm definitely in for that.
We
was
know
good.
nothing.
Well, we do know something, right? Because they
What do we know?
did touch base on a lot of the original premises from the what if comics themselves.
Yeah.
So they can go a little further if they wanted to, since they're now introducing mutants.
Yep.
And they could do some what ifs
They're allowed
involving
to, they're allowed to
some
say
of
the
them.
M word.
We're really not going to see much of mutants for a long while. A lot of the contracts don't end until 2025. So for the characters that originally played them, they're still in their contract. So not unless they want to pay them out, we're not going to really get much of mutants, even though they're starting to kind of hint at it.
Right, that they're
Can,
emerging.
can we do a Hugh Jackman?
Now, if they wanted to bring in Hugh Jackman, that's fine.
I think to them that's
But if
that's
they
a
want-
payoff worth having because
they-
they know
Yeah.
they'll make that money
But
back.
if they want to
Yeah.
actually
Tenfold.
reset them and recast them, they can't until 2025.
Hmm.
I mean, Disney has all the money. They could just throw it at the problem and fix it, but
Yeah.
they're probably not going to. At the end of the day, they're
I'll be
still
dead
trying
by
to
then.
make money.
But I mean, how good would it be for Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to
Yes.
play side by side?
Yes, please.
But
Yes.
you got to put them in the yellow and brown. You got to throw them like
Yeah.
at least like make Deadpool like I got something for you to wear. He comes out looking like an asshole and he's like, all right, listen, I can't wear this shit. You know what I mean? Like even that
That
would
movie
make me
would that
happy.
movie would hit so hard if it was
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. You got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, then
Oh
you
my
got
God.
what's his name as Cable, Thanos. What the hell's his name?
Oh,
my God.
Broly.
Brolin.
Josh
Josh
Brolin.
Brolin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie would
Jesus
be
Christ.
fantastic.
That would be great. But you got to
You
bring
can
back
keep
Domino.
the little New Zealand kid.
You gotta
can
bring
keep
back
the,
Dom- you
yeah.
gotta
You
bring
can
back
keep
Domino.
Domino, but I don't want the New Zealand kid in it.
And Colossus. Colossus is fucking fantastic.
And
Yeah.
teenage.
Yes.
Juggernaut
yes.
can come back too.
Yeah,
Juggernaut was
Juggernaut.
good.
Yes.
Juggernaut
yes.
was good.
No, but yeah.
Bishop will probably show up. You make Idris Elba Bishop.
I think that movie would be huge.
Oh, yeah.
If they were able to
Everybody
pull
Well,
it
the only
off.
wanna
problem
see
with that
that.
is Bishop is the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey, I believe.
Oh shit.
Mm.
So not unless we're changing the race of one of those
Timeline.
two characters, you really can't have Idris
There's
Elba.
some mix up.
Oh,
Gene?
actually, you know who they were?
Gene, you have some explaining to do. How did that happen?
Well, we already know that Jean was she had
Yeah.
wandering eyes. All right, she was
Okay.
fucking around with
Now,
Logan.
now,
He got a little
now if he
can't
came
tell
back
me-
and he's only 5 foot tall, you know, and magically healing, then you'd be
Yeah.
like,
You told me Scott
this seems,
Summers didn't
this seems
question
to add
that?
up.
Come on, listen. If Jean Grey ran into Hugh Jackman, she's doing it. She's doing
Bishop
it.
is black and has dreadlocks.
I would not
Scott,
do it. but
ask
she
the
would
question.
do it. Oh, he would do it.
I would do it.
Yeah, he would,
Yeah.
do it. He would totally do it.
Absolutely.
He'd be like, "Can you put on the circus costume?"
Yeah. She turns into a phoenix halfway through. Woo! Flaming wings. Let's go.
Why not? Yeah, Eddie would record it. So,
And he's like, I filmed worse. I filmed worse.
so with that news, then I think they would still have to play off of the Avengers. I was hoping that for season 2 for What If, that they could start doing at least animated versions of the mutants and slowly introduce them into their roles. But
They
that makes
might
sense
be able
what
to
you're
get
saying.
away with some of it animated, but live action, those people are still contracted out to the previous actors.
I thought that was a cool farewell what they did for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. I thought that was cool the way they sent
Yes.
him off.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Black Panther too, so there was some speculation. It's all speculation right now for Wakanda Forever. And what they were saying is that it seems like they're leaning in on making this like an homage to kind of like what happened. Why did Chadwick Boseman's role end, like that he died in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and how Wakanda has to deal with it going into this new war. Who takes the mantle?
Who's going to fight Spanish Namor?
Who's gonna finish the Spaniards? But so they were looking at
I like it. I do.
actually making like a queen version, like a temporary role, like she takes over for Chadwick Boseman.
They got to do something because I know that was like when Black Panther came out, it was like a movement, man.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
people- I mean,
Because you have this snap that also happened where he disappears.
Yeah.
So you have a 5-year period where even
He's not
if
there.
he didn't pass away, he's not there.
So somebody
So
has to
someone
Yeah.
had to be there
fulfill that role.
protecting them. Yes.
So right, who would it fall under? The queen, right? They were saying his girlfriend, the lady that kind of played the spy.
Yeah.
Shuri being another person that could have taken the spot,
Well-
or M'Baku. M'Baku.
Yeah, it seems to really pass down through the lineage, though. So I can't. I'd have to imagine more either Shuri or the Queen.
Right.
Well, they have to do a good job because when Black Panther came out, I had a lot of like black militant friends that were like,
Yeah.
finally, we got a hero. And I was like, have you guys forgotten about Blade? Like, I mean, like,
Blade is the forgotten Marvel hero.
what about
And-
Spawn? Spawn's
listen,
black.
But he's
I
not
like
Marvel.
Spawn.
But he's not. He's
Still.
not. He's not Marvel though.
Spawn's
That's
my
another
favorite
classic.
favorite
That's
Yeah, it is.
great. Oh my
Fantastic.
God.
John Leguizamo played the Violator in that
Yeah.
movie.
Dude,
was
and
such
I
a
love
good
like
movie.
when Thanos
Have you
snapped
seen
his
it?
fingers and
Oh,
Black
it's so
Panther started to
good.
disappear. I was in the theater. I was like, no, you can't do
Yo,
this.
oh
No.
yeah.
I was
People were mad.
I remember behind me, I heard, but what the fuck? I was like, oh come on.
Yo,
no,
I was at a
don't
movie
do that.
theater and
God,
somebody,
no.
as we're walking out of the movie theater, some guy was like, "They better bring that motherfucker
Yeah,
back."
they had to kill Black Panther. They had to kill Black Panther. I was like, come on, please.
No, but he did such a great job in the role that I can see what they're trying to do. Like where it's like, okay, now they have to cope with him being gone. Who's gonna take the mantle and how they lead into giving someone else?
Big
But
shoes to
the
fill.
role.
Big
Didn't
shoes to fill.
Killmonger get rid of all the fruit though?
He did.
Like, so
Yeah,
how
he
do
did.
they?
So that's something that they'll have to deal
Yeah, like
with
that's
in the
I
movie
want to
as
know
well.
what's going on
And
with
so
that.
a way that they could tackle it is that Shuri is so smart.
She like
that
made
she
a
figures
compound
out how to make a
replicates it.
synthetic version of
Okay.
Yeah.
it, which
I really-
is a possibility.
Or she can make like a suit, a super suit
Right.
that gives them all the
Well,
abilities.
they
And
already
there's
they already
also-
have someone that's going to come in with a super suit, Ironheart. So she's going to be the next Iron Man. So they already have someone coming in making
Oh,
a
she
super
is?
suit. Yeah.
Okay.
She's in the movie.
Yeah.
I would think either if Shuri doesn't make something, they already established that on one of the planes of existence, their gods are there. They can easily just come back down and just like the Egyptian gods bestow their power onto somebody.
Right.
They can just do it through a ritual that way. They don't necessarily need to keep going
I
with
really
the
wish
flowers and the fruit
Killmonger-
and all that.
I really wish Killmonger could be the next, because I just loved him.
He
I
was
loved him
good.
as a
Here's a
villain.
way-
He was great.
Yeah.
That I think you can bring in Killmonger as the Black Panther is if you already have an introduction into the multiverse, different versions of similar characters. And let's say you wanted to find another way to get to the plant. You go to another multiverse to get the plant. Oh, and Killmonger's
Where
good.
Killmonger was
Bring
a
him
good guy.
back. And now you have
Where he
the
lived
Black
in-
Panther.
Where he lived in Wakanda and
Yes,
stuff like okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, so-
and he was like the original because
Yeah.
his
He's the T'Challa
His
of
father
another
Yeah.
stayed there
Yeah.
and he grew
and
up.
the brother was older,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And I don't think anybody would bat an eye because
Nope.
he's such a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
And
Michael B. Jordan would be a fantastic Black
yes.
Panther.
Yeah, I think that they would do right by
That'd be a
bringing
very
him
good
in to
movie.
do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, will not like it if Shuri is the Black Panther.
People bitch
I think
about
if
everything.
that winds up being that way, because here's what's happening: a lot of the fanboys are saying too many women are taking over their favorite characters.
Well, those fanboys
Oh,
need
no,
to become
look.
fan men.
Yes.
cry in a
Yeah,
corner.
but
for
like-
real.
But like, you kill off Captain America, now you bring in Ironheart. Now Black Panther's gone, and you got a Lady Thor, and you got Captain Marvel is a woman. Where in the comic books, some
Yeah. Well, I
some
mean,
versions
if you,
were a
if, you,
man.
if you look at it, you have Loki's counterpart is female. Iron Man's counterpart is female. Ant-Man's counterpart is female. You keep going all down the line. The only new characters that were
There's a
introduced
She-Hulk.
that were
She-Hulk, yeah.
that are
Yeah.
male are the two boys who don't exist.
right,
So yeah,
Wanda's sons,
people are
yeah.
going to get angry.
right, and right or wrong, that's what happens when those things start happening. Is that they start yelling. What's like social warrior
Yeah.
or whatever.
And it's like, yeah,
you
but
know,
these are
like,
these are
it's-
actually all established characters from the
Correct.
comics.
They are.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of like you're whining about something that's actually
Like already
based
there.
That-
based in this world. These are
Yeah.
the figureheads that take over in the Young Avengers. These
Well,
are the next line of characters.
Thankfully, it's a free country, and you don't have to watch what you don't like.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like it, just
Absolutely.
don't watch it. But
'Cause
let
I-
other people watch it if they actually want to enjoy it.
Because I really like what they're doing with it.
I'm enjoying it.
I mean, even Sylvia was probably my favorite introduction of a Loki. And the way that they introduced it, like Loki fell in love with himself
Yes.
Yeah.
in the storyline, I was like, that's so narcissistic. It's amazing.
And it's perfect.
But it makes sense.
Perfect
It
for him.
does. It
It's
makes
perfect.
for his
Makes perfect
character.
sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then he gets fucked over the first time he actually cares about something. I was like,
Yep.
you deserve it,
By
bitch.
himself.
Yes. You fucked yourself over.
I have been so
Now you know
critical.
how everyone else feels.
I've been so critical of Miss Marvel ever since we started like talking about it. But I watched the entire thing. At the end of the day, was it like my cup of tea? Not really, but I still enjoyed parts of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned a lot about Pakistani culture and history.
Yeah.
And I found myself like dancing in the kitchen to Pakistani music during the middle of the episode. So, hey,
It
it's whatever.
really was
It's whatever.
interesting for a cultural standpoint, because even when I watched it, I knew, I'm like, all right, this is more of a teenager's kind of a show,
Yeah.
but I love the Marvel universe, so I'm gonna get enveloped in it. And I was like, it was cool what they did. They showed about apartheid and all of these things that
they
happened.
did a really good job of educating you on things you may not have known about without forcing it down your throat.
Yeah.
And I
The
was
only
like, okay.
the only
this is-
problem is when it comes to a movie, you don't have the time
Yeah.
like you do for a miniseries to actually explore enough of the character and the backstory and the culture. The movie, hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on how big they want to do it. They're just throwing the
People are gonna
characters
get
at
bored.
you, and you got to
and you get
hit
a
the ground
jumbled
running.
mess. You just get
Like
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
That was really
No,
long.
see,
It
there's
was
there's
too
a
long.
story you never need to tell again.
Yeah.
Is Batman's story. We all know. Just start the opening
Yeah.
credits, beads drop, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Parents are dead. We're
Yeah.
going forward
Yep.
with
I've-
Batman.
I've seen
and his
people
story.
speculating that's what they're gonna do at Fantastic
I
Four.
do-
Like they're not
yeah.
gonna tell their beginning again. Like just
Right.
jump in. They're already known. They're established. We
Oh.
don't have to act like they don't know what they're doing. Just start with them already knowing what they're doing. People
then
know who
go
they
from
are,
there.
and just go.
How many
we
times-
don't always need a new intro. We don't need
Yeah.
to keep watching
How many
Batman's
times-
parents
Exactly.
fucking
How many
die.
times did Thomas and Martha Wayne need to die in that alley? How many times?
Yo, we should make a montage of just every time
Every death scene of Thomas and
parents
Martha Wayne.
died, and just like start the show with that. Just like
I did like the twist.
Pearls
though.
dropping, pearls
I,
dropping,
I did
pearls
like the
dropping.
twist in the Flashpoint paradox.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
Bruce dies in the alley, and
Yeah.
then Thomas becomes Batman, and Martha becomes the Joker. In
Yeah.
that was actually sick. That
that's
was
more
sick.
realistic.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that was
yeah.
like where Martha like holds her mouth at like after Bruce is dead, and then
Yeah.
like the
The
blood
bloody
is in a
hand,
smile.
like a smile.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, okay,
That's
we
wild.
went a
She's
real
just like
dark
manically
direction.
laughing. Just
Yeah,
Funny news: Ben Affleck is reprising his role as Batman.
Good.
Yes.
good.
Coming into is it the Aquaman 2?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm-
Don't
I'm-
back down, Ben.
Yes,
Don't you
him-
back down. Fresh
yeah,
out of rehab.
alongside everybody's favorite Amber Heard.
No, she's not.
Nah.
She is going to be in the
Nuh-uh.
movie.
No, she's not.
No.
Yes.
She's not. No,
After
she's
all
not.
that?
No.
Yes, she's
They-
back.
No.
I think they cut
Yes.
her down to the bare minimum, but
No.
I haven't heard an official recasting
I heard that she's in
and
the movie.
refilming of that character's scenes.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell. We figured
I
it out.
would love for Bruce
we
Campbell to
figured it
play
out.
Amber Heard's role as
The
the
Red Witch.
I'm
as the
for it.
Enchantress. He would kill it, and he would sell it as if he was her too. Like I would so buy into it. He's such a great fucking actor, man.
But speaking of the DC stuff, the Batgirl, was
Got
it a
canceled.
movie? Yeah.
TV show.
It got shelved.
Yes.
So it's not even going to air.
Well, because the movie got shelved, but the TV series on the CW got
Yeah, yeah.
canned as
Yeah,
well.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the series
well,
as
like
well.
the
For a
first
little
like
bit.
few
Yeah.
episodes, like then they changed the actress.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, they
And
started
Oh my
Ruby
god.
Rose, yeah,
Amber
started
Heard.
Ruby
Amber Heard
Rose.
will still be in Aquaman 2.
Wow.
Her runtime has been put down to 2 minutes though.
Oh, only 2
All
minutes.
right.
She's in only 2 minutes of the film.
Okay.
So
So
then
for
they
that
can-
2 minutes, we can always be like,
Yeah, I think at a certain point you do run into like contracts where it's like, no, she has to be in the movie
Right. And they're
based
like,
on the
what is-
contract.
what
What's
is the minimum amount? Yeah.
Can we
It'd
just
be
show her
great.
a picture in there? And say,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Just put her
I
in the
remember
end
her.
credits. Like, don't even put her in the movie. Just like at the very, very
cut
end.
scene?
Like,
Yeah.
you don't even have to watch her if you don't want to. Just leave
Yeah.
now. Amber Heard in 3, 2. You know, like everybody can just get
and
the fuck
just
out of that
just to
movie.
rub it in, they should nominate her for best supporting actor.
Just give her a Razzie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't
yeah.
worry, Ezra Miller's movie still going forward.
Yes, it
Really?
is.
With him?
Yes,
Yeah.
still going forward.
Yeah.
Oh, DC.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah.
But now another thing that for DC, The Rock made a very bold statement saying that moving forward, he's going to try to take his universe of DC and make it the forefront.
Yeah,
of,
they're
really pushing his-
supposedly going to be shifting the tone and the movies into what based off what his movie is set to do.
So if he does successfully, which I mean,
I think
there
he
isn't a
will.
thing
I mean,
that
he's
he,
great.
he's like got the Midas touch when it
Yeah.
comes to
Because
things.
I mean,
Everything.
even
Yeah.
Shazam had kind of a different tone and setting almost
yeah,
Yeah.
than the other DC movies.
I really like that.
yeah, Zachary
So-
The
Levi
villain,
is
fantastic.
in
Great.
the villain in Shazam was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really creepy.
Have you ever seen Chuck, the show that he was on originally, where he plays
Oh, it's
like a
fantastic.
spy that works at the Buy More? So it's basically like he works at a Best Buy as a nerd herder. So, and like he gets this government implant into his brain, which is like a database where he knows all the villains. Like he can like see them, and he flashes, and then they upgrade him as the show goes. But it's funny, it's playful, but it's one of those shows that like you could get lost in and watch the whole series because he does such a good job playing this kind of like nerd spy. Who else was in it? One of the Baldwins. Alec Baldwin was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really
Was
good
it Alec
show.
Baldwin?
Yeah.
Not Alec. It was
Steve?
no, it wasn't Steven. It was the other one.
It was one of the Baldwins. The one from
It's-
Firefly.
Alec
It's-
Baldwin.
yes,
one
the
from
one.
Firefly.
Your favorite show, Firefly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see that.
Alec
we have
Baldwin.
to look
When's he gonna work again?
He's done, I
Ooh,
think.
Not
You think?
sure.
Yeah.
he definitely has PTSD now.
I don't think he'll want to come back is
Yeah.
what it is.
You don't
Like-
shoot
No.
somebody on set and just recover from
No.
it. That
and,
doesn't
but
happen.
I don't think it was fair to blame him either. I
That
don't
wasn't
think
his fault. Jesus.
Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
They're
the
like
Adam
royalty.
The other
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Yeah.
The Baldwins are royalty.
Baldwin.
The
Other.
The other.
Other.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Yes.
Who's the dad?
Huh?
yeah. I don't know.
There's like a dad, ain't there?
Mr. Baldwin.
Or is it just the Baldwin kids?
I don't
In
know.
The
He's
Departed,
asking
there's.
for
Monsieur Baldwin.
Oh, never mind.
That's
It's
free.
the Sheens. The Sheens
Yeah. Oh,
is
yeah,
the dad.
yeah.
Sorry.
There's a
Martin
couple of
Sheen
big
is Charlie
movie
Sheen.
families like that, like the Transformer, the Wahlbergs.
Yeah.
The Hemsworths are kind of like.
Yeah.
Kristen, Liam,
Kinda,
yeah.
Yeah.
Liam's more famous for like banging Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, or for
Oh,
being
Hunger
his brother.
Games.
You're like, oh, you're Thor's brother.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's in Hunger Games.
Yeah, that has to suck to be as attractive as
That's all I
Liam
know.
Hemsworth is. It's got to suck to be Liam Hemsworth because your older brother is better. Well, ask Shay.
Oh, I was gonna say, ask Eddie. He's right there.
I stole it. I stole it first. Ed, you're off the hook. I stole it.
All right, my bad. Yeah.
Shay, Liam. How's it feel to be Liam, Shay?
And speaking of, for Shay, we will mention Hunter x Hunter is coming back.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
Great fucking anime.
He's
I
probably,
don't know
he's probably
much
sitting
about
on the
it.
couch right now
I
listening.
like
Just
it.
going,
Yes,
I've watched
it's-
He's like,
I've
"Yay!"
seen the whole original Hunter x Hunter, but it's coming back, and he messaged us something about.
yeah. He like
He
corrected us
elaborate,
on what
like,
the arc is.
yeah.
Gonna, he's
I
like,
love it.
He had the script.
the new arc is going to focus on Karapika and
He's writing a whole essay about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh
He just wants
yeah.
more
If
anime.
he records and sends something properly, we can throw him in.
Shay does keep me like up to date on like any new JRPG that's
Yeah.
coming out. Like he actually just let me know that there's a manga that's getting an anime adaptation in Japan called Kaiju 8. It's actually a really good manga about a giant monster, and it's going to get its adaptation into anime, which will probably drop sometime in October. That's when everything drops.
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting on Chainsaw Man. I am so excited for Chainsaw Man.
Never heard.
That-
of
You've
it.
been waiting for a
It
while.
is like, it's literally insane. It's like if Quentin Tarantino films were a manga, that's Chainsaw Man. It's insane. It's
You see
about
them at the conventions all the time.
yeah,
too.
and
They're
it's
all
gonna
over
be an
the place.
anime. And right now, it's probably besides for like My Hero and Demon Slayer, it's like the most anticipated release coming
Yeah,
out in October.
a lot of people are waiting
You-
for it.
I seen the one that you had mentioned. Finally, I sat down and I watched Arcane.
Oh,
What'd you
that
think?
one-
It was fantastic.
Exactly. That
It
came
was
out of nowhere.
Really,
Yeah.
really
that came
good.
out of
It's
nowhere.
like a different set
The
of kind of like
animation
an anime,
is
yeah.
fantastic.
And the character
Like a
fantastic.
build up, I was
steampunk
like,
kind
what
of,
the
Yeah.
heck?
yeah.
I
And
really
I
loved
never
it.
even played League of Legends, and
Yeah.
that's why I never watched it because
Yeah.
it takes place in the League of Legends universe. And I was
Yep.
like, I'm not watching this. I don't play that game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all these reviews came out, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
10 out of 10 on IGN. I'm like, but and then my buddy who plays League of Legends messaged me. He goes, "Dude, you don't have to know shit about the game. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the world." He's like, "It's a great story. Watch it." Couldn't
Yeah.
stop watching it.
That
It
was
was
fantastic.
fantastic.
After one episode, I was hooked.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
the
Yeah.
wow.
it's the and I mean I'm trying to think of all the other animated shows on Netflix, but I'm gonna say it's probably the best animated show on Netflix. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I really
There's
like it.
that and Castlevania.
That and Castlevania.
I don't know. I couldn't get through Castlevania. I watched like
Keep
2
going.
episodes
Keep
of
going.
No,
it.
you just gotta keep watching.
keep
I think the
going.
opening scene was just like, does everyone die?
No, dude, the final.
like,
No,
No.
the season finale is so
are we
good.
rooting for anyone here?
No.
What is
You
going
have to
on?
watch
the
it.
final season, the one fight. you need to see it.
All right.
You need to keep.
I'll give it another shot.
Because then they're coming out with another series after that, basically 100 years after the fact.
Yeah,
like,
it's I think it's Simon Belmont. It's eventually the two characters that are in it. It's their child, like down the road lineage. It's one of the more powerful Belmont members.
Another cartoon that I started watching that I hated immediately was The Boys.
Oh, the animated ones.
The animated.
I didn't see that yet. The short stories.
I
It's
haven't
called
seen the animated
Diabolical.
No, it doesn't look good.
Diabolical,
No,
right?
yeah, I watched
doesn't
30
look
seconds
good.
of it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Watch the first 30 seconds of it, and you're like, "This is bullshit." Because The Boys is so fantastic.
Yeah.
It's held up here to me, like in this high tower, and I put it on, and I was just like,
no.
and that's when I put on Arcane, and I was like, amazing.
This is so good.
Yeah, that's like sometimes they do that. Sometimes like they'll try to build something creative off a really good name.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Borderlands 2 was so good.
Yeah.
And then there was like a Borderlands game that came out. I'm trying to think what the hell. It was on the deluxe edition of Borderlands 2. You bought it. It had another game attached to it, but it took place in space. And it was like made by like the Australian version of the company that makes.
Right. So it was like the other company that makes Call of Duty. It's like you got.
I couldn't get into it. I started playing it and I was like, nah. I just
no
stopped.
good.
I was like, I'd rather play Borderlands 2. I'm sorry. It's just. They were trying to build off the back of it, and I was like, no, this is shit. I know it's shit. I'm not gonna. No, it's like eating a shit sandwich. I was like, you're not gonna fool me. I know what I mean.
He's like, I've eaten one.
I've eaten one.
Shame on you.
I'm gonna put
You're
this
not gonna
down
fool
now.
me again.
Yeah. I've eaten a couple. That's how it goes.
All right. I mean, outside of shit sandwiches,
yeah.
Eternals 2 got greenlit. They're saying that they're gonna go forward with that, but that's something that
Is
they
that
need
4.5
to do.
hours?
Probably. But
Well, I mean, we knew they were going to do it.
Yeah.
It's clearly part of what they're planning to do for the future. Their Celestials are all over the place now. How are they not going to expand on the Eternals when the Celestials are
Jon
everywhere?
Snow's still in it.
Yeah.
Black Knight.
they're bringing the Iron Fist in there.
No, they're not.
Yes, that's his favorite of all of the Marvel Netflix shows. Is the Iron Fist. He loves. He loves
If
it.
I wanted to watch
Daredevil.
If
At
I
the
wanted to
beginning,
watch,
it wasn't that bad.
listen. If I wanted to watch,
Thank you.
The
listen,
beginning
That's
was
what I
not
tell
that bad.
everyone.
It got worse.
The Iron Fist, but then
It
it,
really
ends.
did.
But it ends really good.
Yeah.
Like
listen. If I wanted to watch a
The
white guy do
beginning
kung
was
fu,
very
I'd go
good.
to
The beginning
Central
was
Park.
very good, though.
I try to tell people, like, give it a shot because the main villain was really good in the first season of the Iron Fist, like the father.
I just
and,
like how
and
they
the
all
brother.
connect, all the Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good with the
How dare
Defenders.
you.
Saying. You know, I didn't like it when David Carradine did it. I don't like it when Steven Seagal does it. I'm not gonna like it when.
All right, so this is what we'll end it with: a Marvel or DC show or movie that you don't want to see come back. Can't use the Iron Fist.
Oh, well, I can't use the Iron
Oh,
Fist.
Yeah,
you
no,
guys
you
know
could use whatever you
mine.
want.
Mine's too easy.
All right, go for
What do you
Daredevil.
think? Oh,
I don't want to see Daredevil come back.
it. You don't want to see Daredevil come back?
Put him in other shows.
Come on,
Listen,
bro.
listen. After 3
Aw.
seasons,
The
of that,
Daredevil was great.
after the 3 seasons of that, I was like, okay, it's another Power Rangers fight scene with a blind guy.
No, you know how many episodes
When are
they're
you gonna
giving
put the
him?
redhead on the
He's
screen
getting like
again?
17 episodes.
17
for
episodes.
the
Yeah.
next season.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for the new show on Disney Plus for the Daredevil.
A new Daredevil.
yeah. Every
That's how
week,
much they
an
believe in
episode
him.
Every week.
Yes.
There's a lot.
I'm looking forward to it. And I like the actor. I think he's fucking great.
He's great at it.
Yeah.
I have no
And
problem with
they're
Matt
bringing back
Murdock.
He was.
I
James
just like him
Kingpin.
in other stuff.
All right, so you is the Daredevil. Right? You don't want to come back.
I don't want Daredevil coming
What
back.
about you?
Fantastic Four, duh.
Fantastic Four.
That's easy.
Duh.
It's so easy.
A lot of
Sierra?
hate on the
I don't know.
stretchy people.
I started the season one of Jessica Jones. I couldn't.
You didn't like Jessica
Wow.
Jones?
I didn't.
Oh.
I
So
didn't.
good.
Especially
Listen,
the first season.
Purple
Oh,
Man.
I got
Come
bored.
on.
I got bored.
She has
You
sex
got
with Luke
bored?
Cage.
Oh my god.
Too much dialogue.
She's such a badass.
If you think the first season's bad, wait till she fights her mom in the second
Yeah, I
season.
know.
Okay, yeah. But the first season was so
Oh,
good
it was-
that it made me get
I
through the
liked
second
it.
season.
Yeah.
Sarah's not buying
I
it.
really
Sarah's
liked
not
it.
buying
She's not buying it.
No.
The Purple Man plays such a great villain. I forget he's from Doctor Who. What's his name?
David Tennant.
David Tennant. Oh my god.
Named after Tennant
So
Health.
mad.
Health company.
All right, Jessica Jones for
No,
you.
no.
Edward, what about you?
I mean, the only one that. No, I mean, Justice League was pretty terrible as well. No, the only one I don't want them to try to pivot and bring back is some of the original stuff they did with Hulk, but they already shifted off that. They're far off from his standalone horror. I mean, how do you take a character that's all strength to fight a water monster?
Oh, you're talking about the Ang Lee Hulk. Oh man, yeah, that was
so bad.
Hulk days.
I mean,
with Nick Nolte as the bad guy, that was bad.
They essentially made huge chunks of it canon by bringing back Abomination and everything. As long as they don't go any further than that, we don't need to start bringing anything else from that era of Hulk and the movies into it.
They can't bring back the radioactive bulldogs.
We don't need that.
Yeah,
we really don't.
I don't want to see any more Japanese Spider-Man. Yeah. Japanese Spider-Man has a gun, a car.
What
Everybody's like, what? Oh, Google Japanese Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He has, like the Power Rangers that they jump into these big robots to fight with?
Yes.
He has one.
Dude, where's he been?
In Japan. Only in Japan.
Oh, you want to know what? I had that Funko Pop. Someone got it for me.
See?
Someone got it for me.
He does exist.
She's like, I had that Funko Pop.
A little bracelet.
That's awesome.
It is like Power Rangers.
See?
Yeah.
Bam.
Puff of smoke comes out. See?
And with that, Edward, cue the music. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, where you can find us on all your social media platforms at
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
And you can find us on YouTube in 4K.
Sofa Kingdom podcast.
Ian, take us away.
As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell someone about us.
That's right.
Spam us on a YouTube video with lots of views on it.
Yes.
Create a fake thumbnail that's misleading and put our video out there. We like that.
You know, our number one watch show is what's the one about the orgy? You're not invited to the orgy. Yeah, I think people saw the name of that episode and were like, why am I not invited to the orgy? They need to know.
There were people fucking.
I wanted to see it.
Tried and true.
Yeah, so I think we should. No, we got a name for this one. Humidititties.
Humidititties.
Yes.
Humidititties. And there's the thumbnail.
Yes.
Yes.
Someone push it
You're
together.
definitely going to get a lot of views on this one.
Big sweaty tits is the thumbnail. We have it. We fucking have it.
Oh, fantastico.
Fantastico. Muy bueno.
Oh my.
Humidititties. I honestly never heard that until this started.
I'm surprised.
I'm so surprised none of y'all have ever heard that because I've done that.